everything. I could have used a sous chef right now, but that's okay. I'm not fancy when it comes to cooking, but I feel very fancy right now because I've got all my ingredients. So this is a dish that, like I said before, it's called Easy Vegan Carbonara. I love it even in the summer because, especially as a vegan, I'm looking for my comfort foods that I miss. I'm not gonna lie, you do miss those things, and it's super easy to recreate them with some amazing products that are out there. So as I'm cooking, I'll talk to you about. I don't promote any one brand, and I'm not technical. Blackdoor really promotes healthy living. So right now I'm reading the induction cooktop instructions because I've never done this before. I actually found out that my pots are induction safe. It says it right on the bottom. So I didn't even need to use a magnet to check it out. So this is actually my pot. I'm going to boil water. I'm really excited because I've watched videos where they've shown how fast it boils. And it's really easy. It has like where you would, there's 1 through 9, or actually 1 through 15. And it tells you like if you're boiling water, what number you want. Now this is just on this, this generic induction top. It could be different for any other appliance brand out there. So right now it's at 5, so I'm gonna bump it up to 9, and let's see what happens. Let's see how fast, it is now 12:42. Let's see how fast water boils. You know how they say it's like watching paint dry? Hopefully it's not like that. And let's see how fast it happens. I know when I'm trying to boil water for pasta or like for potatoes, it normally takes about 20 minutes. I can already see the steam coming up. Bring it on in here and see. Steam is it's already starting to get bubbles.
Wow.
So again, I'm not a scientist. I really suggest when Alex will have everything for you. How can they find out?
We will put it in our newsletter. If you want to find out more about this, about the recipe, go ahead, go to our website, submit a newsletter form, get on our list, and we're going to be sharing that in the next week or so.
Yeah, and so that'll give you all the information, but from the videos I watched, and all the energy is going to the pot rather than like with gas. And even an electric stove, the energy is dispersing everywhere. So everything is going to the pot, and so everything will heat, the food, the water, everything will heat up faster. So, wow, I'm not Bill the science guy, but I'm feeling like, I don't know, a little techie right now.
It's very cool. I've never, before we really talked about it, I didn't even know that this was something that existed.
Yeah.
And I'm all for it. I don't like spending so much time in the kitchen. I get home from work and I just want to eat. And it sounds a lot better to boil water quickly and get your pasta made. I think
we're only on 1 minute and it's already the bubbles are starting to increase. But right now, just to kill time, I can talk about the carbonara that I'm going to make.
Mm-hmm.
I love it, especially sitting outside afterwards. I like to go sit outside if it's lunchtime. I have my office out of my home. I'll go sit outside with the dogs by the pool, and I just kind of transport myself back to Italy when I went there back when my daughter was 18, and we took her there for her 18th birthday with my mom. It was amazing.
What ingredients are you using that makes this vegan?
We're not using, so what makes it vegan is we're not using, so I'm using Oatly. It's made from oat milk with a Y. Well, they should put a Y because yes, it's not real milk, like dairy milk. It's oat milk. I love Oatly. They're harder to find. You can get them at Whole Foods. Target has it, and what I've learned with that is I have 2 Targets in my area. I'll actually go online and make sure that they have it in stock before I go there because it is very popular. And from what I understand, my daughter told me just yesterday that they're actually a shortage right now just because, isn't there a shortage everywhere right now with the pandemic? But I love it. This is the full fat. I'm not afraid of putting fat in my diet. Because of being vegan and trying to eat whole foods and stay away from processed foods, I welcome avocados, all those different things. So this is full fat, which is perfect for the carbonara that we're gonna do, because you want that creamy, thick, almost like a Alfredo.
It looks thick and creamy.
Yeah, here it is right here. Here it is right here. I mean, and it took me, until this came around, I did not like almond milk. It was a necessary evil to put in my coffee. And I use a vanilla flavored soy, but the coffee and everything, you know, I never got a full body taste with the cream. And until I found this, I would never just drink a cup by itself because I loved milk. I mean, everyone in my family always thought I was so weird. I'd drink milk. I would just have a glass of milk, you know, for dessert because I just loved the creaminess of it. And I just had a glass of this last night before I went to bed. So I just love I'm a comfort food creature.
And so we have some.
So in here, let me talk about this. So these are sun-dried tomatoes that I sliced up, julienne style. And then this is gluten-free soy sauce. It's Tamra is what they call it, and it's basically gluten-free soy sauce. Soy sauce has a wheat protein to it that I can't have, so because I'm sensitive and intolerant. I'm not allergic. I don't have celiac disease, but 5 years ago it almost cured my my stomach issues when I took out gluten per my doctor's orders. So this is here with what I'm doing, and I learned this from the vegan chef that I follow and got this recipe from, is making this feel hearty. So it's the Tamra soy sauce, which is gluten-free, and then liquid smoke. So it's going to give that smoky flavor that you get with carbonara, because normally you have prosciutto or bacon in there. This is going to give that
substitute
feeling.
that.
Yes, and it does. It definitely does.
And then you've got some.
Then here to thicken the oat milk is gluten-free flour, and I don't have any particular brand. It's whatever. I mean, I don't go through it a lot, so it's whatever's in the. I've had it for years, so I don't use it a lot. Then this actually here, this is nutritional yeast, and I don't use it as much as I should. I forget, but this is great. A lot of vegans use it. It has a nutty, cheesy flavor, and so you can add it to you can sprinkle it on. It comes in a sprinkle form, and you can sprinkle it on all your food. And I should do it more often because it really helps replenish my B12. We all don't get enough B12 to begin with. I do take a B12 supplement, but this gives you, if you get the right nutritional yeast, it gives you great B12, but it also helps it boost your immune system too. But this is also going to give it a nutty, cheesy flavor when we add that. Everything else is, your standard salt and black pepper. Then we've got minced garlic. I cheated. I don't ever mince my own garlic. Comes in a jar. Then over here, at the end, I'm going to, these are I did some shaved Parmesan, vegan Parmesan. It has that real strong taste. I love it. And then just showing you an example. These are, I always have, it's called the protein pack. You can get it at Vaughn's of their mushrooms. And you have oyster mushrooms, you have shiitake mushrooms, all different kinds. And I will use this for everything. I'm a mushroom freak. Before I was vegan, and now that I'm vegan. And now that I know what mushrooms do medicinally for you. I mean, it boosts your immune system. I need that, especially in today's world, in my lung disease. But also too, it adds more protein to your diet. It has a great source of protein, and it's hearty, so.
And so, what are you using for your pasta?
Oh, pasta. I have not used this brand yet. My daughter picked everything up for me. I cheated. She works over by the Whole Foods in Del Mar, so I was like, "Hey, honey, I'll Venmo you. Just here's my list." And so she picked this up. I have not tried chickpea pasta, but I'm willing to try anything. I normally like Barilla does a great gluten-free pasta. We're going to do linguine. I wanted something a little thicker, heartier for the carbonara, for everything to stick to. And this is gluten-free.
All right. How's our water doing over
it's
here?
Coming.
Okay. Hasn't quite been 10 minutes, but...
No, I mean, we're looking at 8 minutes right now.
So that's half the time.
Yeah. I mean, if I wanted to, I could put a lid on here. And that's a little trick too. You trap in all the, let me get my lid.
Just get that going. This is always my favorite moment when the bubbles start rising.
So yeah, if you put the lid on, it actually boils even faster for any oven or any stove. Little trick: trap the oxygen, or trap it out, or leave it out. Again, I'm not a scientist, so if everyone's laughing out there at me, I'll take it. I got a thick skin. I design houses, or I design people's homes, not their. I don't claim to do science for them.
Wow, that really helped with the lid.
It'll start.
Give it just another second.
Does anybody
here.
have any questions or anything they want to share? Is there any vegans out there? Anybody that wants to try to be vegan and they need tips? I wish I had some music. Let's see.
So what's going to be your order of operations? Obviously, you only have one stovetop.
That was quite a planning situation here, because definitely. Oh, look at okay, the lid did it right there. I wish I would have put the lid on sooner, because then I would have really proved to you how fast this sucker boils.
It's still fast, 9 minutes.
Yeah. Plus, we're also talking about a $40 induction top, so I think that, when you're talking about
high end.
Yeah, and Monogram and Thermador, they've got some
good
energy
machines.
Going, and they've dialed it in. It's going to probably even be faster. But yeah, so we're going to boil the pasta first. Then I'll save that to the side. Typically, I would do the pasta simultaneously while I'm doing my sauce. But because I only have one cooktop, that ain't gonna happen. Okay, let's see. Okay, so now let's say we can definitely starting to roll, boiling roll. Throw the pasta in here. How many of you break your pasta in half, or just throw it in there and...
Oh, don't even. You're going to get all the Italians mad by doing that.
I know. I'm married to one, I know. You know how much he loves me when he cooks my gluten-free pasta for me. And he eats it.
That's true love right there.
Yeah. Now he won't... We are a dual... we are a dual... lifestyle, I don't know how you say it, dietary family. I call him a carnivore, and I'm a vegan. So he will make, he will make pasta for us, and my meatballs are plant-based and gluten-free, and his meatballs are not. And he has one pot for me stewing with the sauce, or the gravy, as he likes to say. Call it gravy if you're a real Italian. And then he has his own, and then we share the same pasta. He likes to trick his dad. His dad comes over, more so recently, and he won't tell him that we're eating gluten-free pasta until halfway through the meal, when he's gotten him to admit that the food is really good. And then he'll say, "This is gluten-free," and then his dad will look at it on the fork, and then he'll eat it. So.
That's funny.
But I'll tell you what, when 15 years ago, I was told that I should go gluten-free. And maybe it was longer than that. No, it was longer than that. It was 20 years ago. It's before we moved here into our forever home. And I tried, and my kids were toddlers, and there was nothing out there that was gluten-free. And I was literally living on potatoes, and I didn't understand what gluten was. There wasn't really much out there. And I was cooking 2 meals, because at the time I was a stay-at-home mom, raising my children, and my husband was bringing home the bacon. And I just got, it was too much to make 2 separate meals. I was bored. I wasn't being satisfied, and I went back to, cooking the way I did, and 20 years later, maybe, well, 15 years later, when I was dealing with a lot of health issues over the years and they couldn't figure out what was wrong, and then started looking at really serious health issues, not serious, but looking at serious ailments that it could be. It really woke me up, and I removed gluten from my diet and made a huge difference.
And there are so many more options now.
Oh yeah, and once I did that, and it was just so much easier to transition. And then my children were, adults, and I wasn't cooking for everyone and the way I was, and my husband was very supportive of it, and that really helps to have, someone who supports you when you're sharing a kitchen, and you're eating together. It really helps that they're supporting you in that, because you never want to push your dietary needs on someone else,
So at that point when you went gluten-free, is that also when you went vegan?
No. I went then like a year later, because I started having some issues that I couldn't explain, a cough that wouldn't go away. I took out dairy. I know it sounds like I think I'm a doctor. It's just that honestly no one could tell me what was wrong. I'd gone to so many doctors. So I took out dairy because it was inflammatory, and the caffeine and all that. And so I was gluten-free and dairy-free. And then my daughter, who is vegan, kept telling me, you should really try and going vegan. And I had always, in the back of my head, had a hard time eating something that I knew was an animal that had a heart and a soul, and but I would just push it aside and not think about it, and it would only creep in every once in a while. But my daughter, at 8 years old, was very vocal about it, and it's very odd because I never expressed how I was feeling, and yet it was very innate for her. And when she moved out of the house, she became vegan when she could control her own diet, and so she's been vegan since she was 18 years old, and she's going to be 26 soon. So she really supported me in that and really helped me transition, and she's an amazing cook, and she just recently moved back home to continue to finish her education and go on to law school, and so she's spoiling me right now with her amazing vegan recipes. But it was just easier. I mean, it's so much easier for health-wise, and it just so many, like, I can't even tell you all the things that it did for my health, when I went vegan. But it just, I just know that also I'm saving the planet too, and that is important to me.
So that's something that translated into your business as well.
Definitely, yeah. Originally I didn't share my lifestyle with my clients because I didn't want to turn anyone off and think that they were getting a less better design or less quality furniture, because there's that old misnomer that, like, pleather. Oh my God, I hate that word pleather. I remember pleather. I had a pleather skirt, and it cracked and peeled, and that is not what vegan leather is. I use it all the time. Schumacher has an amazing indoor-outdoor vegan leather, and when I feel the need to introduce leather into a design, I source from Pindler, Schumacher, very sustainable companies that are really moving towards that mindset, and it's better. I mean, it's better quality. It does my heart good, and my clients, sometimes we have an open conversation about it and they love it, and most of the time we don't. They just trust that I'm giving them the luxury design that they signed up for when they came to Blackdoor. So
you said something interesting just now. Translating this to be a sustainable, not only that it's not using animal products, but it's high quality,
yeah.
And so it's something that you don't have to replace as often. Is that kind of the thought behind it as well?
Well, let me put it this way. It's not what the old school pleather or the old school coarse, rough, not soft, and to the tactile touch and durability. It got a bad rap for decades when manufacturers were. It was like, oh, you can't afford leather? well, why don't you do the pleather? No, that's
And
not,
then 2 years later, you're replacing
I
all
mean,
of your
yeah,
dining
'cause
room
it's cracking and
chairs.
peeling.
Yeah.
I would say it has the same durability as
The
your
products that
traditional
you
products
use?
that you were using in the past.
These
But they're not
partic-
off-gassing, and you're not contributing to other countries actually polluting their communities and their and families dying from working in these mills because they're working with chemicals. So
All right, love it.
it's
How's
getting
your
close.
pasta?
It's a little too al dente. We're getting there. By the way, look I'm touching all around here because I'm not magnetic. It doesn't even. It's weird. There's like no. I'm not gonna touch the pot.
But there's no residual
It might
heat.
be live at the ER. But it's amazing. Like all the heat is just you can feel all right here. I'm sold already just from seeing this. I mean, I knew I was gonna do it because if I'm gonna talk the talk, I'm gonna walk the walk. But I didn't know how my husband would feel losing a gas stove with all the different chef-driven dishes that he does. But I'm gonna have him try it out, over the weekend. And as he says, happy wife, happy life. So I think he would do it if I convinced him. But I don't think I'm gonna need to convince him because. Okay, I'm gonna step out for a minute and drain this, and I'll be back.
Keep some of the water too.
See, now it's off. Everything's hot.
This water is just hot, but the stove is not.
Yeah.
That's
It's
crazy.
hot because it was.
So for me, I always will you say this was plastic. I'm terrible about putting a plastic spoon on a hot cooktop and then it melts, and now I have not only to clean off plastic from the stove, but also I need a new spoon. So just another reason for me personally, since I don't have kids.
Okay, so here's the question of the day. I was boiling water, but I don't think I think I'm gonna take it down to 7. Just remember, you guys are learning with me. I want to take it down to 7 for because we're gonna do the sauce now. Okay. Or no, we're gonna saute the onions. So, oh, God, it's already hot, you guys. Like that was. Put my olive oil in here. Spatula thingy. Here's my garlic. 3 cloves of minced garlic. And then onion. I believe in what's in the kitchen is what you use. And I love red onions. Okay, we're going to saute this till they're translucent. And I think with anything, we all love flavor in our food, but my taste buds changed when I became vegan. I found that I wanted more flavor and also heat. I could not eat spicy before I was vegan. I love spicy now. When I call the Thai place and they say 1 through 10, I'm a rookie probably to some people. We both have a friend who they say 1 through 10 and she says 15, and I'm not kidding. She likes to sweat when she eats. I will never be that. I'll never reach that level. But I used to be like, can I do a 2? Now I'm like, can I do a 5? So if you want to try, and I have a lot of friends that they'll actually do like Meatless Monday or something like that. It doesn't have to be something that you dive into and commit to for the rest of your, like just doing once a week.
Makes a huge impact.
Yeah. I have a friend that's what, back in when my daughter was in high school and she was dancing with well, they grew up dancing together, and her mom and I became good friends. And they started doing Meatless Monday, and this is before my daughter and I became vegan. And they're all vegan now. They went from Meatless Monday, and within 2 years, the entire family, her and her 3 children and her husband, are vegan. So
seems like they figured out what is good.
yeah, well, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna cheat a little. I want to make sure I'm okay. So now we're gonna add. So this is the gluten-free flour. I'm gonna sprinkle this over. And this is going to coat the onions and again give it some heartiness. And also in the end, when I add the milk, that will be our base for thickening the milk so that it's creamy. My husband, one thing, he drives him crazy when he sees me in the kitchen. I'm not a neat cook. But you know what? The messier the kitchen, I say, the better the food. So this is all coating in there. Let that cook for like another 60 seconds. And the temperature I brought it down to, I went from a 9 to a 7. That seemed to be right there in that sweet spot. It's not burning anything. It's not burning the onions or the garlic. I don't know if it has to do with the induction, but I burn my garlic. It doesn't matter what. If I'm simmering, I still burn my garlic when I'm doing my gas stove. I don't know if that, I mean, gosh, if this will stop me from burning my food.
There's the mess.
Yeah, well, I've got flour all over here. You don't see it, but okay. Let's see. Then now we're going to add. Let's see. I haven't done this in a while, so all right. Now we're going to add.
Man, I wish you guys had smell-o-vision right now because this smells so good.
Well, you know, real estate agents, I mean, one of the tricks is, well, 2 things. Like, normally they'll actually just take cinnamon and put it on tin foil and throw it in the oven and make it smell like fresh baked cookies. Or just, you know, saute some garlic.
That would sell me.
Yeah, although some people don't like garlic, but
I say there's never enough garlic.
We can't be friends if you don't like garlic. So I'm just waiting for that to start boiling a little bit, and then I'm going to add the rest of the flour. All right, moving along. I'm excited because it's lunchtime after this, people. Alice and I are going to have a carbonara.
So excited.
Around the pool. While 3 little Shih Tzus stare at us and hope something drops.
They don't even know what's going on right now. Look at, just sleeping over there. Not a care in the world. Oh.
Well, you know what I need to do is I need to probably dial it up to 9. So I'm learning, guys.
And it seems like it's so easy.
I want it to boil, so I just pushed it to 9.
For that
yeah, with
heat.
this one, I mean, and I'm sure that, you know, with all the other, it's got me intrigued. With appliances, I do visit. So when I do my kitchen and bath design in the concierge or the conceptual phase, my clients and I, after we've had all of our questions, they've answered all our questionnaires on how they are going to function in their kitchen, what's important to them, what appliances they're going to need, all that budget, investment that they're going to put into the kitchen. If they're a chef looking for a chef's kitchen, we know that we're looking at Thermador, Sub-Zero, Wolf, Miele, all those different great brands. Or if they're not wanting to put that much of an investment in it, and still there's a really great midline, cafe, Monogram. We'll make an appointment with my rep Shane at Pacific Sales, and he is so knowledgeable, and he'll even come out to the home with me and look at the kitchen and see if they want to save the cabinets and we want to paint them, and we do a color consultation, things like that. But I've never had the opportunity to really dive into the induction benefits and how it works, because we've always, I throw it out there, and then quite honestly I didn't know what I was trying to present to them. But now I can't wait to go back in there and kind of dive into the Thermador and the Monogram and all the different induction options that all of them have, that we use, that we partner with their brands, and I'm excited. Okay, so it's starting to boil. Let it get thick. Add the rest of my flour.
Hi, Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
He's asking what's on the menu today.
Vegan carbonara.
You would love this, Brandon. He is a
We'll save you
part-time vegan.
So I'm whisking. I mean, if you can get a closer shot in here, Alex, you can see how full fat this oat milk is, and it's starting to really thicken up. I want to make sure I don't have any lumps.
So far you've done the onion, the garlic, the flour, and the milk.
Mm-hmm.
And it already smells so good. I mean, I feel like I could just spoon that and eat that.
Just la. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna add, as this is cooking, I'm gonna add it is boiling away, guys. You know what I love, you know what I notice about this is it's just more controlled. Like I went from a boil to a saute, and now I'm back up to a boil. It responds so quickly,
Brandon is asking to have you explain what carbonara is.
Well, carbonara traditionally, they use egg and cream, and it's very popular in Italy, and I used to eat it all the time. And they'll add prosciutto or bacon. It's just even though there's cream in it, it actually can be a light dish. And I just always loved it because of the heartiness. Does that answer your question? And again, just Brandon, I'll give you a disclaimer. I am not a chef, never claimed to be one. I'm an interior designer, showing you how I eat my vegan. But what I'm actually showing you is our induction stove and why Blackdoor Design really cares about what you put in your home. Okay, so thicken it up.
Brandon said yes, that explains it.
He's all, thanks, Mom.
So then that's the nutritional yeast.
Yep.
So that's that cheesy, nutty flavor
And
you were
can
talking
smell it.
about.
Can you smell the cheesy, that nutty smell?
I'm honestly super surprised that there's not any cheese in this. Or actual milk.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at. Okay. That is nice and thick now. All right. So now, I am going to remove this, and I'm going to just saute some mushrooms because I do a little. I'd like to add mushrooms to this dish for myself. This is not traditional carbonara, people. This is my jam. And I've got induction, just by chance, have induction ware. So I'm just throwing in, I'm just gonna add some mushrooms. Again, I love mushrooms because it's giving me some more protein. It's actually also, let me grab some salt real fast.
So Brandon said, why cook on the hot plate? Just curious, it's cute.
It's cute. So Brandon, we're taking part in a free program that is partnered with
San Diego Green.
we're a member of San Diego Green Building Council, and they partnered with an eco-friendly association in San Diego that they want people to really think about using an induction stove oven if they're looking to replace their gas. And so we thought this would be a great opportunity to try it ourselves and to share that with our clients, our viewers, our followers, and really, I've always been intrigued on. I understand the benefits of induction because you're not giving off carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide when you're cooking like you do with gas. So I understood that it benefits you to have a healthy home, but would I like it? And I really wanted to be able to, if I'm going to convince my clients to spend and to invest in this, I should really know what I'm talking about. So this is a great opportunity, and anybody can do it. You can we're going to have a link if you sign up for our newsletter, and you can find it there. And there's a link, and you can take part in this program, and you get it for 3 weeks, and it's all free.
So this is basically just a sample of something that you would install, like in your home, an actual cooktop.
Yeah.
You're not suggesting to use a hot plate like this.
No. This is just to get you to try it out, like before you make a big investment. Investments can be, when I went to go pick this up, one of the ladies, she was so sweet. She said that I think for like under $1,000, you can get an induction cooktop at IKEA. So a lot of people get turned off because they hear induction is so expensive. Well, if you're looking for a new gas, stove or cooktop, you're looking. That $1,000, that's right there for something that you buy at Home Depot or Lowe's. If you're wanting an appliance package that is a little bit more, like luxury or chef quality, then you're probably looking at between $2,000 and $3,000. But you're also, carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide. It's been shown in the home that children and families that asthma is one of the side effects of that, and off gases in the home. And so if you can, help your family, if they have asthma already, you're going to help better their situation. And if no one has asthma, why take those chances? So, all right.
Wow, that was fast.
Off.
The fan will keep going while it's turning off.
Off. We're learning.
So that's on. The 5 is on. Now it's off, but it's still hot. So just.
Okay, got it. All right, so
This is why you read your user manuals.
That's why you have Alex. Sorry.
So now you just put it all together?
Yep, I'm gonna throw it. I mean, normally I would have had more than one cooktop and I could have.
You know what you didn't get in there?
Oh no, it goes in.
Oh,
Yeah.
it goes. See, I don't know what I'm talking about. I've
So-
enjoyed plenty of carbonara, but I've never made
So
it.
you want to coat. You want to coat all the with carbonara. You want to coat all the noodles. Okay.
Brandon says he'll take his to go.
Okay, the drive-through is on the side of the house. Just pull up and honk. Okay, so we got our sun-dried tomatoes in there. I'm gonna put in my mushrooms to boost my immune system, give it some hardiness. And then, I'm sorry, one of my weaknesses is cheese. Some shaved vegan Parmesan, gonna throw it on there. And then we're just gonna throw some garnish on there. You know, I gotta make it pretty. The designer in me comes out, I even have to design my food. There we go.
Wow.
Well, I don't know what you guys are doing for lunch, but we know what we are.
Ooh, I'm so excited. Thank you, Tammy, for
Thank
sharing.
you. Find all the information on our newsletter. How do we do that?
Go onto our website and submit a form to sign up for our newsletter. You'll be on the list. You'll get fun recipes like this, mini blogs, lots of fun stuff that comes out in the newsletter.
And little design tips.
Yeah, little design tips, lifestyle tips. And if you have any questions, comment, give us a follow. We're going to be doing more of this stuff.
And I'm hungry. I'm going to eat right now.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.